You will struggle to find a betting man around the world that would have put money on the fact that the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, and the Paris Panthers would be going home at the GCL semi-final stage. But that is what has happened tonight. That is arguably the biggest story of the evening, that two of the massive teams, two of the massive threats for the overall title will not be competing in the GCL Super Cup final on Sunday. We are back at the O2 Arena in Prague. Geir Gillickson still alongside us. Geir, let's get some opening reaction. What a shock and a surprise. What have you made of tonight?
Like you just said, you know, like that Paris and Stockholm didn't go through, they would give unbelievable odds if they had a betting on this. You know, it's I wouldn't guess that, but I must say tonight, you know, the course was perfect. He did an unbelievable job, Uliano, tonight, and but you see a little like we see in the other shows, you know, when the individual goes, then they do better than many of the team riders, even better riders. And you see in the beginning, we saw lines where the last line looked fair and easy. And now when the pressure came, you know, because a lot of these teams which didn't compete yesterday, they have much more pressure. They are expecting to go on Sunday.
Yeah.
And we see year by year that many of these teams doesn't go on. I think it's also that they don't go in the ring the first day in the competition in the same way. And also the pressure, you know, they are favorites, and the pressure comes down to the favorite.
Yeah, we often ask the question, is it an advantage or a disadvantage to jump in the quarterfinal? Again, history proving that jumping in the quarterfinal can actually bring success. Hannah Robson is standing by with Harry Smolders. Let's get direct reaction from the Paris Panthers following their disappointment tonight.
So incredibly close on time. How are the team feeling?
Yeah, of course we are a bit disappointed. It was a very close call with the Berlin Eagles. I think it was excitement till the last jump. But actually I think we knew when we came out that our result was probably not help us into Sunday.
And has it been a little bit of a disappointment in the context of, you know, not being on the podium in the season standings? Bit disappointing not to be in the final here?
Yeah, of course, definitely. We were hoping for a better season. Actually, I think also we used a little bit this year our upcoming horses in the GCL, and that's what you see. The level is incredibly high, and you need to put your best horses to be in front here.
And do you think that's what it is? Because Paris Panthers, on paper, you know, a lot of people would say is the strongest team of the season, but it's just not quite. The cards haven't fallen quite right this year.
Yeah, I think it's right. It didn't turn our way too much this year. We were here and there a bit unlucky, like today as well. I think we all three had the last fence down. So it is a little bit like the whole season. It doesn't turn our way, and today as well.
Well, we hope to see you back next season.
Definitely we come back, and we will be back on the podium as well.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
One of the pre-season favourites for the Global Champions League title. Disappointment in the season. One of the favourites for the Super Cup. Disappointment here again tonight in Czech Republic. It has been a difficult year, I would imagine, for Paris Panthers. Geir, let's talk about this Paris Panthers performance. Let's talk about where it begins. Gregory Watley, first man out, difficult 12. Is it possible to come back from a tough opening rider like that?
Yeah, it is possible, because when you have a rider like Harry Smolders and Ben Mayer, you know, like they were very unlucky. They both had last fence down, and you know, just if one of them didn't have it, then they would have been easily through. You know, so the line, but this is show jumping. You know, it is so small margins and it changes all the time. Yesterday they were very, very good, and today they didn't have the lock on the side. But nobody would have guessed that Gregory Watley would have 3 down. You know, like that. I think was the big blow. You know, like having 1 down, like those two can happen.
And talk to me about Gregory Watley, because still on Navarros, great pairing, looked very good yesterday. In fact, they were the best team of the evening in the quarterfinal. How then did it turn from so good yesterday to so difficult this afternoon?
Yeah, but it's a different day and it's a different course.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a pressure. You know, like, but it's not. To be honest, you know, it's not very often you see this horse jump with this kind of result. You know.
And that final fence again.
Yeah, and then you know they have all the three had a last fence down, and then I must say Ben was the most unlucky one. Harry had a hard fault there, but Ben was very unlucky. So, but that's a sport, and I think Harry told us all about it. This is how it goes. But it was, it's sad for someone, and the Prague Lions are very lucky, and they are very happy, and Anna did an unbelievable job and stood about the pressure, and so I'm very happy for the home team that gone through.
Yeah, always great for the home crowd as well when the home team, the Prague Lions, can go through, and we'll get to them in a moment. And Anna Kalnarova in particular deserves to be put into the spotlight for an outstanding performance. But if the Paris Panthers now find themselves in trouble on 20, that would have been the big surprise. Were you even then more surprised the fact that teams like the Berlin Eagles and the Stockholm Hearts were generating huge scores as well?
Yeah.
You would think that 20 wouldn't even keep them in the race, but Paris were right there until the final fence of Berlin.
No, but when I saw Stockholm, that was I think for me a very big surprise. With such three good combinations, experienced combination. I think if you look on a record for this year, they would never had 3 rounds like that, for the whole year. So that was a very, very big surprise, But again, this is tomorrow they can go clear.
It's easy to say this now in hindsight, but after a performance like this, does it ask the question even more so about how big a hole Marlon left in that Stockholm Hearts team? Would they have potentially jumped to 32 if Marlon had been there?
No, but also I don't think she would have had 3 down, Marlon. But we also, before the program, we didn't also think that Peter would have 3 down with Catch Me Not, which is a top horse, and then he has showed great form lately, and so, and also with Olivier having with Legend or Love 3 down, it's easy to say with the facet in hand that Marlon would have done the difference, but today with what we know now, she would definitely have done the difference.
Yeah, talking about the giant teams that had a lot of difficulty in this GCL Super Cup semi-final, we saw that the Paris Panthers landed up picking up a score of 20, Stockholm Hearts powered by H&M going home with a score of 32 penalties, and the Berlin Eagles right up to the very last fence, flirting with danger. Was it going to be Paris? Was it going to be Berlin? Finally, over the line, Philip Weishaupt and Kobe went to help deliver purely on time the Berlin Eagles, powered by Fundis, in to Sunday's GCL Super Cup final. Let's go hear from Philip Weishaupt.
Well, Philip, you crossed that finishing line and it was a bit of a look of relief on your face. Is that the feeling for you to get through to the next round?
The plan was not to make it that exciting and that tight. To be honest, I passed the finish line. I had no clue. Obviously, I could not feel the 0.4 or whatever. We were quicker by 3 riders. That's so tight. I just before I go in, I knew I can have 1 down. I had it early. I said, Jesus Christ, now we have like 8 jumps left. I was spraying on every single jump. Then luckily I had the second rail coming also already a bit early, so I had another 6 or 7 jumps time to go. I heard the people in the crowd go actually telling me go. So I knew there's still a chance if I hurry up. So I went as fast as I can around, and Kobe is thank God a natural quick horse, and we just made it. I hope that was a winner's luck.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a fantastic season for the Berlin Eagles. What's making this team so successful this year?
In general, we've been taking every single show 100% serious. We gave it all, every single team class. That was now not very good this day today. Kobe did not have 8 faults in any of the rounds he jumped in the previous season, so it was a bit of an unexpected result for me. Owen's horse also, Chakra, was in great form, 8 faults. Lutger's horse, unlucky rail. So we were just very lucky today. I must say it wasn't our best day, but we hope on Sunday we can make it much better.
And we just have to touch on as well, you have a couple of riders in Berlin Eagles who are also in the Super Grand Prix. Has that impacted the choices for the team this week?
The team classes stands above everything, and we're gonna, whatever consequence it will have, we're gonna bring the strongest 3 horses and the strongest 3 riders for Sunday. And if that means that the second horse or somebody is not jumping on Saturday, our day should be Sunday, and that's what we were aiming the whole year for. We took it very serious the whole season, and we're going to finish it. And we bring the best 3 horses we have on Sunday.
Well, we can't wait to see you there. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Philip Weishout describing it as luck helping the Berlin Eagles over the line. Geert Gillickson, when the first Philip Weishout fence went down, we were still calm. When the second fence went down, the energy at this table around the arena got a little more tense, and then it came down to time. Is there a better combination in the world that you would put under pressure on a clock to get you over the line?
No, because a lot of riders will lose it, when they knew that, they're getting it. And you see it also with the less experienced riders, when they get things going wrong, it goes totally wrong. But he's, like I said from the beginning, he's a top guy to keep it together, and he's, okay, he was lucky now at the 410s, but I bet they'll be very strong on Sunday. They can go in there to go in the front, But what Philip said something interesting now. He said we're going to launch the 3 best combination on Sunday. So I actually doubt that Mila would jump tomorrow.
So Mila will be jumping tomorrow in the LGCT Super Grand Prix. It begs the question again of this team management, of this rider management, because based on what you watched tonight, do you feel that this Berlin Eagles team without changes can be a threat? Or do they have to make a change to be competitive for a podium on Sunday?
Like what he said, if I should judge what he said, I think Mila would not jump tomorrow in the Grand Prix Cup, and then they rested tomorrow and jump on Sunday. I think that this is my guess, because he said teams are above everything, and Mila is for sure the best one they have on the team.
Oh, so you're suggesting maybe Mila doesn't jump in the Super Grand Prix and they save Mila for the GCL Super Cup final?
Yes, that's what he said. It could be that way,
All right, so some big decisions might be coming the way of the Berlin Eagles and throughout the rest of the teams that are through now to the final. If we talk about the giant killers that are now out of the GCL Super Cup semi-final, the Stockholm Hearts, the Paris Panthers, they join Rome Gladiators, Hamburg Giants, Saint-Tropez Pirates and the Istanbul Sultans. Those are the teams that are out. Let's then focus, along with the Berlin Eagles, to the rest of the teams that are in. Arguably, one of the teams that look very dangerous for the final on Sunday is that of Falkensvaart United, your 2021 season champions. You were very impressed with Falkensvaart United, Geert. You think that they could be a real threat. Talk to me about what made them special today.
Yeah, but they have 3 unbelievable riders. Okay, there's many on these teams, very good riders. Marcus, I think he did a very good choice to change the horse.
Didn't look comfortable yesterday.
No, and this horse suits the arena much more. He has a lot of scope. He can jump these big fences from low speed, and like you say, and Andre Thieme, he's the European champion, is the best horse on the team. And then you have the experienced rider like John. He was unlucky today to have one down, but John, when the pressure comes down, then like John will be a very good man to have on Sunday, to bring it home,
Gilles Thomas has had a really good season. He's performed well when given the opportunity. Do you give the young man a go on the final, or do you stick to this lineup?
Stick to the lineup.
Stick to the lineup?
Yeah, definitely.
Falkensvaart United, arguably, according to Geert, stick to the lineup and put in a real podium shout. John Whittaker standing by for us to get some reaction.
John, Falkensvaart United are in a strong position. Only 4 penalties. Are you pleased with your round?
Yes, my teammates were great today, and my horse was not just as good as he was yesterday, but he was more relaxed yesterday. Still, it's a tough course, and he still jumped good. 1 downs, like you say, we're in the lead, so.
Feeling confident to go into the final?
I think it's looking good, yeah. I mean, it's a really tough course, and horses are knocking jumps down, so
well, best of
fingers
luck.
crossed.
Yeah, we keep our fingers crossed for you.
Thank you.
You're confident that they are very much in a shout for the podium, yeah, come Sunday?
Yeah, I think they are one of the favorites for the podium. I think Falkensvaart is very good, and I think Shanghai has a very good chance, and Berlin Eagles, is the one, and the outsider we'll see is Madrid.
Let's take a look at Miami. And I know you questioned the team order, and I want to ask you about whether or not you feel Edward Schmidt's coming in as the final rider was the right decision. Let's start there. Team order of Miami, would you have done it differently if you were in charge of the team?
Yeah, I would definitely have Bertram Allen last to go, because he's a very cool customer, and he used to take pressure. He used to go in many jump-offs where he has to beat the leader, and also Michael Duffy. He's very experienced and very cool.
What about that round from him, though? On a 9-year-old Klitschko, arguably the performance of Klitschko's career in a GCL Super Cup semi-final to deliver a clear. Talk to me about Michael G. Duffy's round, and more importantly, Klitschko's performance.
Yeah, but like I said, like Michael Duffy is a top rider, and he can present horses, and he has done an unbelievable job with the horse, and the horse is very, very good. And so I think that's good. But I would have, if I was picking the team, I would put Michael G. Duffy first, and Edward second, and then Bertram, because Bertram, he has the most experience of them, and he's been in many positions where under a lot of pressure.
A lot of questions over the first 2 nights of the GCL Super Cup, brought to you by Airbank, about team order and whether or not perhaps some of the managers or the teams have got those decisions wrong. Geert, we were wondering whether or not there was going to be another fairy tale story for the Istanbul Sultans. Gerrit Nieberg, Sanne Thijssen, both jumping 8. It probably already took them out of the mix. But then unfortunately for Omar Karaevli, a refusal, a massive score. Talk to me about the Istanbul Sultans and how it got so wrong for Karaevli and in particular Sanne Thijssen.
No, okay, Sanne, she was on her second horse, and because she jumped her best horse tomorrow. But I think she did a very good job on the horse, and she fighted well, and Gerrit Nieberg had probably an unlucky day. Normally he performed even better, like he's a very good rider, and he just didn't have his best day. And Omar, the same, he was on an inexperienced horse, so. But this is, this level here, we're talking, it's so tough. There is no room for errors and inexperience for horses and riding mistakes. So, this is top sport, and then it's small margins, like we saw, like Berlin Eagles got in with a 4/10, that's his top sport. But on Sunday they can win,
The big question now is Madrid in Motion have been at the Super Cup before. They have found success in the Super Cup before. You have Angelica Augustin Zanotelli, who's jumped double clear already in Prague, yesterday and today. Do Madrid in Motion have the lineup, have the threat to put themselves on the podium tomorrow?
Yeah, on Sunday.
Sunday, I beg your pardon.
Yes, I think they can. It's all down to what Jack Whittaker's horse going to do. I think the two others they're stronger combination. They have a lot of experience. Angelica had an unbelievable form lately, and Eduardo is an unbelievable rider with a very good horse. Jack Whittaker is one of the best young riders there are around. His horse doesn't have all the mileage on this level, so I think it's all down to that. So I will put them as an outsider.
Do you make any rider changes? You have both Van der Vleutens in the kiss and cry watching today.
Yeah.
We know that Michael doesn't have his top class horses here. Eric has experience, but arguably not a great season. Do you turn to either of them on Sunday?
Yeah, okay. The question will be if Michael goes instead of Jack. But, now Jack is in the going. He's jumped these and he's going, and he's also a very good rider, even if he's young, I don't think I would have changed it, because if Michael was on his best horse, definitely yes.
Okay, so Madrid in Motion, again, no need to make any changes. Or can Michael van der Vleuten then bring in what he believes to be a really strong performance? A reminder, he has not traveled with Bovell to Prague. So already there, his top, that Olympic winning team, that Olympic medaling team, shall I say, is not present for Madrid in Motion. Shall we end the night on the Prague Lions, the home team? You were extremely impressed by Anna Kelnerova. Talk to me about how that individual performance arguably sent them into the final.
Yeah, I must say, she comes in here under unbelievable pressure. They were clever to put Peter de Vos first, so it takes a little bit the pressure off. She goes in the middle, so they do everything they can, but she rode unbelievable. I said, like, when she jumped number 1, she was up in gear. She was, she was dead on all the time, you know, like she rode very well, and I'm so happy for her. She worked very, very hard to get to this level and get in these results, you know, so I'm very, very pleased to see that, you know, and for the home crowd, it makes it such a big difference. They come on Sunday and they can cheer. They know their team is one of the 6 best teams in the world, you know, so no, I think it's, this is what makes me the most happy, you know.
It's great when the home team performs very well. Can I ask you about NASCAR? We've seen NASCAR throughout the 2022 season, but I need to remind everyone that NASCAR is still only 9 years old. How risky or how brave is it for Peter de Vos, who has other top quality Grand Prix winning horses here, to go with a 9-year-old in a day that he has to get into a GCL final?
Yeah, but I think Peter de Vos is, again, you know, unbelievable, cool rider. He's a very good rider, and this horse has a lot of mileage for his age, and he has a lot of quality. So I think, you know, that I think he will cope fine with that. You know, he jumped a very good round today with 1 down, you know, and I think he can do the same on Sunday, clear of 4.
Okay, well, Mom Stupid de la Rock, Claire, of course, still a long weekend for Peter de Vos. He still has an LGCT Super Grand Prix to compete in tomorrow, and now we'll be back on Sunday for the GCL Super Cup final presented by Airbank. I will remind you of the teams that will not be competing in Sunday's final. Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, will not be jumping. Paris Panthers will not be jumping in the big final. They'll be then, unfortunately, not be joined by the Rome Gladiators, Hamburg Giants, Saint-Tropez Pirates, and the Istanbul Sultans, who all go home today. Who does that leave us in the GCL Super Cup final on Sunday? Falcons United, Madrid in Motion, Miami Celtics, Shanghai Swans, Prague Lions, and your 2022 champions, the Berlin Eagles. Geert Gillickson, give me a podium out of those 6 teams, and I'll let you off the hook. I won't ask you 1, 2, or 3. I'll ask you just who will be on the podium in those 6 teams come Sunday night.
I think Falcons United, Shanghai and Berlin.
Falcons United, Shanghai and Berlin.
Yeah. Outsider is Madrid.
Outsiders Madrid.
And my wish is that it's Prague Lions.
So now you're giving me 5 out of the 6. It's the whole team,
no,
your whole lineup.
No, but I give you the 3. But you have an outsider. But if I had to wish, I wish Prague Lions could do fantastic.
Okay, so maybe Prague Lions is an outsider to get onto the podium. He would like it to happen. Maybe Madrid Emotion is an outsider, but he's sticking to his guns that Falcons United may well be a serious threat, and Berlin Eagles, your GCL champions for 2022, will still have a lot to prove. The question now becomes what happens with Ludger Bierbaum, what happens with Miller, what happens to Christian Kukoc, and what impact will the LGCT Super Grand Prix have on their decision-making come Sunday. Geert, thank you for your time tonight. It's been wonderful to sit with you. Yeah. It's been great to get some insight from you, and we loved having you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Geert Gillickson from the Scandinavian Vikings. Lovely to have him on board with us. We say goodnight and thank you and goodbye. We are back tomorrow for the LGCT Super Grand Prix, and then again on Sunday to wrap up the GCL Super Cup final presented by Airbank. Stay with us here on GCTV. We'll see you for the LGCT Super Grand Prix tomorrow night.